let's study hard together. Today's grammar is first, 아오하다 seems to like, appears to be. Second, 도록하다 to make sure subject does. And third, 아오 because and. If you learn today's grammar, 아오, you can make a formal sentence like this. 친구를 만나 커피를 마셨다. I met my friend and had coffee. As you see, the sentence became much more formal only by using 만나, 아오. Let's make sure how to compose this and let's become a super intermediate master and pass topic to level 4. You can accomplish this for sure. 그럼 시작할게요. The first grammar, 아오하다 means seems like, appears to be. In fact, you already know this grammar. Do you know 기뻐하다 to rejoice? You learned this word in the elementary lesson. Do you remember that? The word 기쁘다 to be happy is an adjective and 기뻐하다 to rejoice is a verb. However, you might not know these grammatical rules to distinguish the two. As you can see, if you add 아오하다 to an adjective, you can use it as a verb that expresses what a third person is feeling. The third person means he, she, or they. So you cannot use this about yourself or the listener. For example, 나는 or 너는 기뻐했어요 is wrong because 나, I is the first person pronoun and 너, you is the second person pronoun. The correct sentence would be 그는, 그녀는, or 그들은 기뻐했어요. Because 그는 he or 그녀는 she or 그들은 they are all the third person pronouns. Do you get it? Also, you use this grammar to describe feelings. Therefore, you cannot use this to modify non-emotional adjectives such as 하얗다 to be white or 멋있다 to be cool. To apply this grammar, you make the yo form of an adjective, omit yo from it, 급하여, and add 하다 instead. For example, what is the yo form of 기쁘다 to be happy? 3, 2, 1. It's 기뻐요, right? You omit yo from it, 급하여, and add 하다 to make 기뻐하다, to rejoice. Wow, perfect! Then let's read a sample sentence using 아오하다. 요새 여자친구가 저를 귀찮아하는 것 같아요. Recently, I think my girlfriend felt I was burdensome. Wow, this must be a crisis. It looks like this guy needs to treat his girlfriend better. Anyway, here 귀찮다 is to feel burdensome. The yo form is 귀찮아요. So you omit yo from it and add 하다 to make 귀찮아하다, to feel burdensome. Here, you want to express the feelings of the third person. In this case, it is 여자친구, a girlfriend. She is the one who is feeling burdensome. Therefore, you use 귀찮아하다, not 귀찮다. Okay? For the next sample sentence, I'll read it like a newscaster would. 고령화 사회에서 고령자들이 외로워하는 문제는 가장 해결하기 어렵습니다. The problem of loneliness among elderly people is the most challenging to solve. Did I sound like a newscaster? Anyway, I tried my best. Here, 외롭다 is to be lonely. The yo form is 3, 2, 1. 외로워요! Yes! So you omit yo from it and add 하다 to make 외로워하다, to feel lonely. Okay? Quiz! Then let's master 아오하다 with simple quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 여자친구는 생일 선물로 비싼 목걸이를 My girlfriend wanted an expensive necklace for her birthday gift. Number 1, 갖고 싶어요. Number 2, 갖고 싶어 했어요. The correct answer is number 2. 갖고 싶다 means to want. What is the yo form? 3, 2, 1. 갖고 싶어요! Yes! You omit yo from it and add 어하다 to make 갖고 싶어 하다. She wants. Number 1, 갖고 싶어요 means want to have. you use this for the first and the second person pronouns. That's why it is incorrect. Okay? Then let's read it together. 여자친구는 생일 선물로 비싼 목걸이를 갖고 싶어 했어요. Please read this sentence to convey his feelings. Then let's try the next quiz. 제가 시험에 떨어졌다는 말을 어머니께 했더니 어머니는 When I told my mother that I failed the exam, she became sad. Number 1, 슬퍼하셨어요. Number 2, 슬펐어요. The correct answer is number 1. 슬프다 is to be sad. The yo form is 3, 2, 1. 슬퍼요! Yes! You omit yo from 슬퍼요 to make 슬퍼 and add 하다 to make 슬퍼하다 to become sad. But if you stop here, it doesn't sound like Korean because you didn't use the honorific form. In Korean, you use honorifics for people who are older than you, like your mother. So you will use 슬퍼하시다 to become sad. You will change this to the past tense to make 슬퍼하셨어요 became sad. Number 2, 슬펐어요 is close but wrong. Like the previous quiz, you can use this for the first and the second person pronouns. Do you get it? Then let's read it together. 제가 시험에 떨어졌다는 말을 어머니께 했더니 어머니는 슬퍼하셨어요. Please read this sentence as if you were a Korean student. Now, let's see the second grammar, 토록. 토록 sounds cute because it is like the sound of a horse going 토록, 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 토록. Don't you think? Anyway, this grammar has two meanings. The first meaning indicates a clear goal or purpose. In this case, you use 토록하다 to make sure subject does. In other words, you use this to nudge the listener to do something. Hey, you should do something like this. For example, 심한 독감에 걸렸으니까 3일 정도는 약을 꼭 먹도록 하세요. You've got a bad flu, so make sure to take medicine for 3 days. In this sentence, the speaker is nudging the listener to take medicine, right? The second meaning is to the point where you can express a method, time limit, or degree related to the action stated in the following clause. For example, in Korean dramas, an actress would say, 오빠, 죽도록 사랑해. 오빠, I love you to the point where I can die for you. Wow, this sentence is very extreme. Likewise, 죽도록 to the point where I can die expresses the degree she can go for 오빠, right? So she is using 토록. Since there are two meanings for this grammar, you need to judge the meaning by context. For the first usage, to make sure subject does, you only add 토록하다 to a verb stem. This part is a piece of cake. Therefore, 가다 will be 가도록 하다, make sure subject goes, and 먹다 to eat will be 먹도록 하다, make sure subject eats. If you want to make the second one to the point where you just add 토록 to a verb stem, okay? Then let's read 토록토록 토록토록 in a sample sentence. 내일까지 우리 회사에 기사 상품이 도착할 수 있도록 해주세요. By tomorrow, please make sure your product will arrive at my company. Here, 도착할 수 있다 means to be able to arrive. You add 도록하다 to the stem to make 도착할 수 있도록 하다 to make sure your product will be able to arrive. In this sentence, will be able to arrive sounds strange in English, so I changed it as will arrive. In this sample sentence, this word has the first meaning to make sure subject does, because the speaker is nudging the listener to take an action. The next sentence also uses the first meaning 토록하다 to make sure subject does. Let's read it. 앞으로는 실수하지 않도록 하세요. Try not to make a mistake next time. A Korean boss might say this phrase, right? Here, 실수하지 않다 is not to make a mistake. You add 토록하다 to the stem to make 실수하지 않도록 하다, to make sure not to make a mistake. In the next sample sentence, we use the second meaning to the point where. Let's check it out. 어제 친구와 노래방에서 목이 쉬도록 노래를 불렀어요. Yesterday, I went to karaoke and sang to the point where I lost my voice. I can imagine the speaker being so excited when singing, right? Here, 목이 쉬다 means to lose one's voice. Right? You add 도록 to the stem to make 목이 쉬도록 to the point where I lost my voice. It is going beyond one's limitation to the point of losing one's voice. So the speaker uses 도록. Crystal clear? Quiz! Now let's deepen our understanding of 도록도록 by taking some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 이번에는 봐주지만 다시는 해. I will forgive you this time. But make sure you never lie to me again. Number 1, 거짓말하도록. Number 2, 거짓말하지 않도록. The correct answer is number 2. Here, 거짓말하지 않다 means to never lie. You add 도록하다 to the stem to make 거짓말하지 않도록 하다, to make sure subject never lies. In this sentence, this phrase has the first meaning because the speaker is asking the other person not to lie to him or her. Number 1 is wrong because 거짓말하도록 means to make sure someone lies. Oh no! It shouldn't be the right answer, right? Then let's read the sentence together. 이번에는 봐주지만 다시는 거짓말하지 않도록 해. Please read this with the feeling of warning, dear listener. In the next sample sentence, the word emphasizes an extreme situation. Let's see it. 어제 눈이 일을 했지만 아직도 일이 끝나지 않았어요. Yesterday, I worked to the point where my eyes hurt. But I haven't finished my work yet. Number 1, 아파하도록. Number 2, 아프도록. The correct answer is number 2. Here, 눈이 아프다 is to hurt eyes. You add 도록 to the stem to make 눈이 아프도록 to the point where my eyes hurt. The speaker is emphasizing his or her limitation. I worked to the point where my eyes hurt. Number 1, 아파하도록 is wrong because you cannot use 아파하다 for the first person pronoun. Then let's read the sentence together with the feeling of, Boss, let me rest, it's too hard. 어제 눈이 아프도록 일을 했지만 아직도 일이 끝나지 않았어요. If you have a Korean boss, you might want to use this. Now, let's learn our last grammar, 아어, which is super easy. Since you're all intermediate learners, you already learned 아어서, because, and in the elementary lesson. I'm assuming that no one will say, I have not learned it. I hope not. Anyway, 아어 is the abbreviated version of 아어서. So you can use this in places where you can use 아어서. Ta-da! It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Right? For your information, you use 아어서 in both writing and conversation. On the other hand, 아어 is more suitable for writing. Okay? In addition, 아어 fits well with formal style endings such as 한다 form or 합니다 form. To apply this grammar, first, you make the 요 form of a verb and omit 요. Goodbye, yo! That's it. Wow! This part was extremely easy. I love it. Therefore, 가다 will be 가 because I go and 먹다 will be 먹어 because I eat. Now, let's read out in a sample sentence. 어젯밤에 책을 너무 많이 읽어. 지금 눈이 침침하다. Because I read so much last night, my eyes feel blurry now. Here, 읽다 is to read. The 요 form is 3, 2, 1. 읽어요! Yes! You omit 요 from this to make 읽어 because subject read. In this sentence, it ends with 한다 form, which is 침침하다, to feel blurry, because all sounds formal. Let's read another one like a news anchor. 환경오염이 심각해져 더 이상 강물에서 놀 수 없게 되었습니다. Because environmental pollution has become serious, we can no longer play in rivers. Oh no, this is a very sad sentence. Anyway, here, 심각해지다 means to become serious. The 요 form is 심각해져요. You omit 요 to make 심각해져 because it has become serious. Can you feel the formal atmosphere? Quiz! Now let's deepen our understanding with some quizzes. Which one is the correct answer? 출장 간 곳에서 문제가 그날은 회사로 돌아올 수 없었다. Because an issue arose during a business trip, I could not come back to the office that day. Number 1, 생기고. Number 2, 생겨. The correct answer is number 2. 문제가 생기다 means issue arises. The 요 form is 문제가 생겨요. You omit 요 from this to make 문제가 생겨 because an issue arose. Number 1, 생기고 means arise and, right? It doesn't express the reason. Then let's read the sentence together. 출장 간 곳에서 문제가 생겨 그날은 회사로 돌아올 수 없었다. Please read this as if you are writing it in your journal. Let's try the next quiz. 시험 문제가 너무 시험을 도중에 포기하는 학생들도 있었다. Because problems in the examination were very difficult, there were students who gave up in the middle. Number 1, 어려워. Number 2, 난이도가 낮아. The correct answer is number 1. I wonder if they left the classroom panicking because the problems were too difficult. Anyway, here, 어렵다 is to be difficult. The 요 form is 어려워요. You omit 요 from this to make 어려워 because subject was difficult. Number 2, 난이도가 낮아 means because its level is low, which is opposite from the text. Then let's read the sentence together. 시험 문제가 너무 어려워 시험을 도중에 포기하는 학생들도 있었다. Please read this sentence by imagining a buzzing classroom due to the difficult exam problems. Homework! Now, I'll tell you today's saying before the homework. You can spot today's grammar. 파도의 흐름은 바꿀 수 없어도 목적지에 도달하도록 덫의 방향은 바꿀 수 있다. Even if you can't change the flow of the waves to reach the destination, you can change the direction of the sail. Wow, I love this sentence. Let's focus on what you can do instead of what you cannot do. Okay? Then I'll announce the homework. There are 2 parts to the homework. First, please make 3 sentences using today's grammar. For the first sentence, please use 아우하다 seems like appears to be. For example, 아이가 그렇게 에버랜드에 가고 싶어 하니까 한번 가요. Since my children desperately want to go to Everland, let's go once. I want to go Everland too. Anyway, to get back on track, for the second sentence, please use 도록하다 to make sure subject does. For example, 앞으로는 밥 먹기 전에 꼭 손을 씻도록 하세요. From now on, before eating a meal, please make sure you wash your hands. Oh, you can feel the speaker was irritated by the person who does not wash his hands before a meal. For the third sentence, please make a sophisticated sentence by using 어 because and. Remember that this grammar fits with formal endings such as 한다 or 합니다 forms. For example, 그 당시 나의 회사 일은 너무 힘들어 집에 가면 바로 잠이 들었다. Because my job at that time in my company was very rough, I fell asleep as soon as I got home. Can you feel the nuance? The second homework is to memorize new words. Please memorize the 40 words from number 1881 to number 1920 on page 24 in the intermediate vocabulary list. That is a vocabulary quiz of 40 words on my website, so just feel free to try it. The link is in the description box. That's all for today. Good job, guys! Yay! I determined to create videos for all your benefits. Let's work hard together. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어 파이팅 파이팅!